My Birthday Polynomial Project by me, Sebastian Torres. This project requires me to accomplish making a graph using a polynomial that I made from the numbers of my birthday. I have to analyze this polynomial in graphs, such as finding the domain, range, real zeros, y-intercept, maximum, minimum, and end behavior. And then I must explain this graph and how it relates to me. I made my polynomial using my birthday, July 7, 2000, and converted it into a string of numbers. With the string of numbers, I flipped them and deleted the 3 zeros that wouldn't affect the graph. Then I converted the string of numbers into a cubic polynomial, which means the first x would be to the cubic power, and then played around with the signs to make an interesting graph. To graph my polynomial, I use simple graphing paper and then check my results on an online graphing calculator called Desmos. This is what my polynomial looks like in graph form. On the top right hand corner of every slide will be a small version of this graph as reference for all the other information I am about to say. The domain and range of my graph are infinite. I know this because the line never stops going along the x-axis on both negative and positive side, and the line never stops going along the y-axis, positive and negative side, meaning it will always continue, always be infinite. To find the y-intercept, one must find where the line first crosses the y-axis. In my case, 0,7 is the only number that's on the y-axis, making it my y-intercept. I know this because whenever a number that doesn't have a variable is in mx plus b form, it is the y-intercept, no matter how many powers there are in it. The way I found my real number zeros was simply finding where the lines cross the x-axis. The more mathematical way to do it would be to order your polynomial from largest number to smallest number, and then factoring it, whether it's from quadratics, using a, b, and c, or grouping. The way I found my maximum was by finding what the x is at the highest point it curves, the line curves. The minimum was the same thing, except I find the x where the lowest curve point is. And so as represented on the graph to the side, maximum x equals 0, because at the highest point x is 0. And then same for minimum, at the lowest point x is 7/3. The end behavior of a graph is the way you can describe it. Mine is it rises to the left, but then goes down to a certain point, but then goes back up. This relates to me in many different ways in my personalities and the things I like to do. My graph relates to me in many different ways, such as physically, I'm left-handed, and my graph rises to the left because it's more dominant, but it continues to the right because it's the right side of my brain that controls my left. I'm tall up to my torso, which is short, but I still end up being taller than other people somehow. There are 3 x-intercepts. I can stumble at least 3 times and still keep on going. I won't stop. A few more ways my graph relates to me is in the beginning of it was me getting my allowance, but then I ended up getting no allowance during high school and college. But then after college, I'm gonna be making a lot of money because I want a good job. When I play games and I think I'm winning, then I end up start losing, but I pull through anyway. And when I learn something, I sometimes don't get it, but then after I go to tutorial, well, I become a master at the subject.